Hi guys, welcome to Ryan's Advisory channel. My name is Nelson and today we are going to look at literature review. In the last video we looked at conceptual framework and theoretical framework, and we said that a theoretical and conceptual framework usually arises from a literature review. So today we are going to find out what a literature review actually is. So what is a literature review? To define a literature review, we have to look at the keywords in the term literature review, and that is literature and review. So what is literature? According to Britannica, literature is a collection of written work. An example of a collection of written work would be the work by Shakespeare, the plays by Shakespeare. Another example would be the notes written by Albert Einstein during his experiments. What are the different categories of literature? So literature can be classified as art or scientific writing, and that is classifying by genre. Or literature can be classified by subject. For instance, you could be looking at music, you could be looking at medicine, you could be looking at sports, or you could be looking at any other thing. Literature review can also be classified as primary or secondary. When you classify literature as primary, here you're looking at work done by people who observed an occurrence and wrote about it. A direct observation, okay, such as a student thesis who does a report, that is a primary literature, or field work reports, those are also primary literature. Secondary literature, on the other hand, is an account of an event or occurrence by someone who did not directly observe the event or occurrence occurring. And then the typical example would be usually a textbook. Systematic reviews as well are also a good example of secondary literature. Then a compilation also of field reports into a master report, that is also an example of secondary literature. A question would be, where do I find this literature? Primary literature is usually online. We have what we call peer review journals, and they're the ones that have a database of primary literature. These journals also have some physical copies that can be found in libraries. Secondary literature, which is usually in textbooks, can be found in university libraries, but can also be found online, digitalized by places like Google Books and Amazon and other online stores. So now I know where to find the literature, but there is so much literature out there. How do I select the relevant literature, or how do I find the literature relevant to my topic? So to find literature relevant to your topic, you have to do what we call a literature search. And to do a literature search, you need to construct a search criteria. So how do I construct a search criteria? So to construct a search criteria, one, you need to identify the keywords. In an example, for instance, breastfeeding and HIV. If you want to study breastfeeding and HIV, the keywords would be breastfeeding and HIV. So you have to combine those keywords with what we call a Boolean operator. And the Boolean operators that we have are and, or, plus, or minus. So to get articles that have breastfeeding and HIV, you have to combine breastfeeding with the Boolean operator and HIV. To get articles that have HIV and other keywords, other synonyms of HIV, such as AIDS, such as retrovirus, you have to combine HIV with the Boolean operator or retrovirus. Or to get articles that have breastfeeding and HIV or its synonyms, you have to combine HIV with other synonyms using the Boolean operator or. So usually you will have the statement as breastfeeding and HIV or retrovirus or AIDS. And the search engine will bring articles that have HIV and breastfeeding, or retrovirus and breastfeeding, or AIDS and breastfeeding. So you have done your literature search and you have your articles. So some of you may be wondering, why do a literature review? The most important role of a literature review is that it helps you to construct the rest of your proposal. So a literature review helps you to construct an introduction, it helps you to construct a good problem statement, it helps you to construct a good conceptual framework to identify the key variables, it helps you to construct a good methodology, okay? It helps you to also construct a good questionnaire. A literature review also helps you to demonstrate your knowledge and familiarity of that topic. Literature review also helps you to identify gaps in the research so that you can justify conducting your research. A literature review also helps you to position your research within the existing body of knowledge. In the next video, we are going to look at summarizing articles, we are going to look at critiquing articles, and we're also going to look at writing a literature report. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this video, please hit the subscription button and the notification bell so that you may be able to get more videos like this. My name is Nelson. Have a good day.